southern Alberta town with a growing measles outbreak.
It's another flu-like symptom. We've had it, and it is manageable.
She was so swollen. Her eyes were like swollen shut.
Why Taber remains a hotbed. And the province agrees to allow some Alberta casinos to serve liquor 24/7. And why Albertans summering in Ghost Lake are at odds with a hydro plant operator.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Camilla Di Giuseppe.
Good evening. Another jump in measles cases in Alberta. 36 new cases have been reported in the last 24 hours, almost 2/3 of them in the South Zone. Our Terry Fikowski traveled to Taber, a small town in the midst of a growing outbreak, to learn more about the persistent hotspot.
It's the Alberta town well known for its corn, but lately the quiet community of nearly 10,000 has become known as a hotbed for measles.
It sheds a negative light on our area.
Alberta's making too big of a deal about it. I feel like it's another flu-like symptom. We've had it, and it is manageable.
There are signs of the outbreak, like this one, trying to stop the highly contagious disease from entering the local emergency department. The South Health Zone accounts for nearly 60% of the province's total cases, and a blanket measles warning covers the whole region.
And our kids were all vaccinated. We were vaccinated. We're of that generation.
It's sad. It's to see all these kids that are sick.
Taber has some of the lowest measles vaccination rates in Alberta, with just shy of 29% of children under 2 having the recommended 2 doses of vaccine in 2024, allowing the disease to run rampant.
People have got rashes or difficulty breathing and stuff, and they're asking these questions, how to handle and treat these things, and we just try to guide them as best we can.
Many people believe the low uptick is due to a mix of religious beliefs and anti-vaccine views.
My grandkids had measles, and they weren't that sick. They were sick, but not that sick.
And I had 4 days fever, but I didn't have a spot. Nothing to be scared of.
But Morgan Birch from Fort Saskatchewan strongly disagrees.
She was so swollen. Her eyes were like swollen shut.
Her 4-month-old baby, Kimmy, was hospitalized in the spring after catching measles, too young to be immunized.
It was scary because you don't know what's going to happen.
But ICU doctors treating more serious cases see firsthand just how dangerous measles can be.
That can be brain inflammation. But even with the breathing issues, requiring more breathing support, needing ICU care for that, so having a breathing tube to help you breathe are some of the things that we're encountering.
But Cameron Hazel hopes those outcomes can be avoided with more education.
It's been a little eye-opening. You know, you made a choice when your children are young not to vaccinate them, and I spoke with one person who said that was probably the worst choice they ever made, but that's just one.
Terry Fikowski, CTV News in Taber.
A 17-year-old Calgary boy was assaulted Tuesday night while learning to park a car with his mom in the Northeast. Police call it a targeted attack, even though the teen and suspects didn't know each other. The suspects are between 20 and 30 years old. One was wearing a white shirt. It happened around 9:30 p.m. in the 6100 block of 4th Avenue Northeast and Madigan Drive. The teen was in an SUV with his mom when a white pickup truck aggressively pulled up behind them. It drove around the pair before making a U-turn and pulling up to the SUV. 2 men exited the truck and tried getting into the SUV. Wanting to protect his mother, the boy got out and was assaulted with a weapon. He suffered serious soft tissue injuries. The suspects fled in an early 2000s white Chevrolet Silverado or GMC Sierra extended cab with an object coming out from outside the box. Anyone with information or video footage is asked to contact police or Crime Stoppers. Someone opened fire on a street in the northeast community of Redstone overnight. Officers closed the road and collected shell casings this morning. They say a parked vehicle was the target. At least 2 vehicles had broken windows. There are no reports of injuries and no word on arrests. Police say there is no risk to the public. Police say a victim suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries in a stabbing this morning. It happened in the 2600 block of 38th Street Northeast near the Peter Lougheed Center. No suspects are in custody. Police have now charged a man after we brought you the story of a Southeast family's concerns about disturbing behavior by a neighbor. Security video caught a man waving hatchets and shouting racial slurs on the family's property. After CTV's reporting the situation Tuesday, police have now charged Shane Stewart. The 47-year-old is accused of a number of crimes, including criminal harassment and assault with a weapon. The neighbor says he's pleased to hear police have finally taken action after they made multiple reports to authorities. A man facing voyeurism and child porn charges made a brief court appearance today. 51-year-old Jeffrey Williams' next court date is set for July 25th. He was arrested after young girls and women complained about being secretly filmed in South Centre Mall. He was previously convicted of the same charges in 2018. CTV News has obtained Williamson's parole documents from that case. He was granted day parole, denied full parole, and got statutory release in 2019. He then faced 2 years of probation conditions, including not being allowed around children and no computer or cell phone access. The documents state he did receive sex offender therapy. Well, you can now drink alcohol while you gamble at many Alberta casinos around the clock. A 6-month pilot program allows casinos to serve liquor up to 24 hours a day. While some casino patrons support the idea, some anti-drunk driving advocates say extended drinking opportunities must come with increased safety measures. Stephanie Thomas reports.
Viva Las Vegas or Viva Alberta? Much like the popular desert destination, 13 select casinos in this province are now able to sell liquor 24/7.
As long as people are responsible, I don't see a problem with it. I don't drink myself, but I think it would be convenient for the players that come early in the morning.
The Alberta Gaming, Liquor and Cannabis developed the pilot program that started on July 1st. The agency says liquor service matches slot machine hours. Casinos must follow a number of conditions to ensure patron safety. Liquor service is limited to gaming activity areas only, and an incident log must be recorded between midnight and 9 a.m. Officials with Pure Casinos and the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino tell CTV News the transition has been smooth and aligns with the hours the casinos are open. According to Mothers Against Drunk Driving, research shows increased alcohol availability can lead to increased harms, and regulators and police should work in tandem.
If this is going to be 24 hours a day, there need to be inspections happening at these locations, not just in the regular hours, but in these new expanded hours.
Some casino patrons are lukewarm on the extension.
I guess it's a good idea to a certain extent. I'm not sure.
The liquor doesn't really matter to me. I'm just here to play a little bit of gambling once in a while and go for the cheap food.
Doesn't affect me. I don't drink.
After 6 months, AGLC will evaluate before considering making it a permanent policy. Stephanie Thomas, CTV News, Calgary.
Calgary police say they have no plans to increase or adjust check stops because of the liquor service change. 4 Ontario men are wanted on more than 60 charges for their role in an alleged taxi fraud scheme. It left 16 Calgarians out of $28,000 last July. Calgary police say the suspects operated in 2 ways, either pretending to be a taxi driver or a fake rider offering cash to strangers in exchange for using their credit or debit card, claiming the driver refused cash payment. In both scenarios, victims would insert their cards into suspected skimming devices, capturing PIN numbers, and then were handed another stolen card. Victims would later learn their accounts were wiped out. Alberta-wide warrants are out for the men believed to be back in Ontario. Police think the same group could be behind similar scams in Edmonton, Toronto, and Vancouver. Boaters and swimmers along Ghost Lake say the reservoir is almost unusable thanks to poor water management. The Ghost Reservoir is below its yearly level, which has docks and boats bottoming out. As Tim Brook explains, vacationers upstream aren't happy with the Alta hydro plant.
Warren Wilson has spent 19 summers in the Ghost Lake Village, but he's never seen the water like this.
There's no reason for it to be this low at this time of the year.
The Ghost Reservoir water levels are low. So low, in fact, that Wilson hit a gravel bar and damaged his boats.
Where I destroyed my prop, the water was only 2 feet deep. where normally this time of the year would probably be 4 feet.
It might not sound like much, but it's the talk of the village.
This time last year, we had probably close to a meter more water than we do right now, which functionally makes a huge difference.
TransAlta manages the water downstream of its hydro plant. Earlier this month, the company raised levels, allowing residents to dock and put their boats in the water. But then TransAlta lowered again, leaving many high and dry.
In the last few days, people have scrambled to get their boats out of the water. If you look around the village, you'll see a lot of rock, a lot of points that are exposed.
Those here are confused. Alberta's seasonal rainfall and runoff amounts have been average.
We do understand that flood mitigation is important, but they're not operating the dam like they have for the past 80 years.
A CTV News interview request was denied by TransAlta. Its media relations team tells us it began refilling to return to targeted elevation levels, but had to pause to accommodate the recent precipitation. It says it's monitoring conditions and will soon refill the reservoir. For Wilson, that rise can't come soon enough.
You know, it's a very short season here in Alberta as it is the summer. So to not have a lake for a whole month of July is very frustrating.
Tim Brook, CTV News, Ghost Lake.
Boaters in the area are told to exercise caution while launching or mooring. More information about water levels can be found on the province's website. Well, with the first anniversary of the Jasper wildfire approaching, a new report suggests the Alberta government's involvement complicated the fire response. The report commissioned by the town says it's not meant to assign blame, but does recommend clarifying expectations among governments and agencies. It notes the town and Parks Canada had an integrated command structure. Despite not having jurisdiction, the review cites the province often requested information and sought to exercise decision-making authority, making it challenging for incident commanders. The fire wiped out a third of the town last July, with 25,000 people evacuated. Gina is in with our first look at the weather. We're just looking for a little break.
It was just a roller coaster. We're just riding that wave, and we got a bit of a break for now. But
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. I try my best. Clearing conditions for tonight, but that's going to really cool things off once again because we didn't really have a very high temperature today. It only got to 17 degrees, so down to 9 tonight with those clearing conditions. And then tomorrow, a nice sunny start to the day, but we're going to have this recurring pattern of those late afternoon, early evening thunderstorms, even nocturnal thunderstorms possible as well throughout the weekend, Camilla. So we'll have all the details about your weekend forecast coming up.
Thank you, Gina. Coming up, not a smart move. Parks Canada says hikers can no longer visit a mountain in Yoho National Park after someone took fossils from the site.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
Alberta's Auditor General has uncovered some problems in the management of the province's childcare subsidy program. Doug Wiley found the government did not consistently get proof from daycares that they were spending provincial funding on childcare. Wiley said there's a risk that parents are overpaying and educators are being undercompensated. The Alberta NDP responded saying the UCP government failed to live up to its responsibility to provide affordable childcare. Legal Aid Alberta has a new 5-year agreement with the provincial government. Its board chair says the deal will strengthen the current model and make it responsive to the needs of Albertans. Last fall, the province began a review of legal aid. It spent more than $88 million to provide legal representation to low-income Albertans in the past fiscal year. A local charity is launching a campaign to help pet owners pay for the cost of veterinary care. The rising cost of living and economic hardship are impacting people whose pets need care. The Compassionate Veterinary Care Program started in 2024 and was immediately overwhelmed by requests, forcing the organization to recently pause on new applications. Now the organization is asking for public support to reopen the program. ARC says its shelter shelter is always full and more pets need to be able to stay home with their families.
We have hundreds and thousands of stray animals that come to us every year. So we want to keep pets in homes with their loving families wherever we can. And so we just found that the number of requests that we were getting every single day from the public asking for help, it really encouraged us to find a solution.
ARCS has launched a campaign through the Alberta government's crowdfunding platform that will match $5,000. Their goal is to raise $15,000. More fossil thefts from a UNESCO World Heritage Site west of Calgary have prompted Parks Canada to end hiking permits to the area. While the goal is to protect the natural resource, some hikers to Mount Stephen would like another solution. Here's Alicia Fieldberg.
The Burgess Shale holds some of the oldest soft tissue fossils in the world, but more have been stolen, so hikers can no longer reach the top of this mountain, revered as one of the best summits in British Columbia's Yoho National Park.
Well, that's a new change that we've implemented for this year. We just felt that it was important to protect this irreplaceable resource.
Parks Canada will not be giving out the permits which previously allowed hikers to summit Mount Stephen. In August, 2 American men hiking without permits went into the protected site and took fossils, later facing fines of nearly $5,000 each.
We were alerted to their presence and were able to apprehend them. When we did, we found that they had removed 6 Burgess Shale fossils.
You can still take guided hikes to the shale, but there's no way to summit now, and that's disappointing to some people in the scrambling community. Doug Robson of Calgary dreams of reaching 180 popular peaks, and Stephen is one of them.
It's a goal that I would get it done. There's other people that would like to do it too.
In 2022, Parks Canada recovered 45 fossils a Montreal man illegally removed from the area. The warden says sometimes people with permits grab a souvenir. In other cases, money is the motivator.
Just like anything that's rare, there would be a value on the black market for these fossils.
Researchers say the 500-million-year-old fossils have uncovered many previously unknown species.
They are much, much older than the first dinosaurs. If we want to understand where we come from, we need to protect this resource.
Some hikers wish there could be discussions about how they could allow some people to summit.
So I don't feel it's people like myself or playing the mountains. They're about protecting the environment, not taking from the environment. I'd like to have a conversation about it rather than just shut it down.
Parks Canada says it tried to strike a balance with its decision.
We're doing this for all the right reasons. You know, we're not stopping people from hiking in other areas. I would hope that they would understand why we've made this decision.
Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Calgary.
Parks Canada says it previously gave out about 20 permits each year for Mount Stephen. Burgess Shale is a UNESCO World Heritage Site for its vast deposits of well-preserved soft-bodied organisms, which provides insight about the Cambrian explosion of life. Well, Gina's up next with her Skywatch forecast as we march towards the weekend. It looks wet. Details next.
There's probably a few people watching that are saying rain, rain, go away. It is for a little bit. We finally started to see this low pressure system break down over Calgary late in the evening, supper hours there. Clearing tonight, but this system did bring a good amount of precipitation to Calgary. We saw about 26 millimeters over the last 24 hours here. And so far this month, we've seen about 52 millimeters of rain. Normally for July, we get about 65 millimeters in total for Calgary, so we're already pretty close to that marker, and we're just a little bit halfway through the month here. Temperatures were cooler today, of course. 17 was our high, and noticeably cooler than what we saw in Edmonton at 24. They were able to dodge this system, but that will not be the case for the rest of the weekend. A good amount of rain heading into central parts of Alberta, and we'll still see active weather in the south here too over the next couple of days, but at least our temperature tomorrow gets into that seasonal range with a high of 21. Clear start to the morning there. You should get a good amount of sunshine to kick off your Friday. Start to see those isolated thunderstorm cells pick back up and push into the Calgary area as early as 6 o'clock, but looking to be more of a nocturnal thunderstorm event once again heading into the early morning hours of Saturday. And these cells, again, this is models a little bit far out, so things can change, but looking pretty organized and powerful for now. And of course, this setup continues as we progress throughout Saturday afternoon into the evening. More isolated thunderstorms could roll through Calgary, and that could even happen on Sunday as well. And we're not alone. You can see on your regional forecast here many areas in southern Alberta and south central Alberta experiencing these on and off active weather conditions, a little bit of sun, and then those thunderstorm cells sweeping through. So that'll drive temperatures down as we get to the back half of the weekend. And then carrying into next week, we see more cloud movement. It's going to be another system that's going to bring wider cloud coverage, more scattered showers on Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday looking to be the cool stretch of your 5-day forecast here, down to 16. But the warm up is on the way after Tuesday. Start to see those temperatures pick up back to seasonal.
Thank you, Gina. Well, there are some of the world's toughest off-road races. Next, the local rally team ready to proudly represent Canada in Dakar and Morocco. A Calgary-based rally team is gearing up to take on two of the most grueling off-road races on Earth. And they're doing it with the Canadian flag proudly on display. The Gear Shop Technical Motorsport team has qualified for the 2025 Morocco Rally and the legendary Dakar Rally next year. Mark Valeni reports on the hometown crew defying expectations on the world stage.
A Ford Bronco kicking up sand in the Mexican desert, followed by a champagne celebration. This is how the Gear Shop Technical Motorsport team earned its spot on the world stage.
We didn't know what to expect. We've never done this before.
Against all odds, Nathan Hayashi drove his Calgary crew to second overall at the Sonora Rally, a qualifying event in the Road to Dakar series. The result punched their ticket to the 2025 Morocco Rally and the legendary Dakar Rally in January 2026.
It's a very difficult race, so 14 days of off-road, 500 kilometers, 600 kilometers, sometimes 1,000 kilometers a day.
It all started with a social media message from Ukrainian engineer Misha on a free chuck. He joined the team and became the brains behind its technical strategy.
If you want to be in best of the best, you just need to go in Dakar. This is last level for you need to pass this.
To help navigate the jump to international competition, Hayashi picked up the phone to call a former Mitsubishi team member.
On the phone, I said, look, you ever watch this movie called Cool Runnings? And he's like, I love that movie. I'm like, well, we're kind of like that, but we're going the other way. We're going for a cold climate to hot desert.
But the road to Dakar comes with challenges, supply issues, technical upgrades, and endless prep.
For Dakar, we're looking for 26 tires.
Team members are learning as they go, with support driver Stephen Hjorlifson keeping everything moving.
We've had a lot of challenges so far, just where we're at with the race team, building the race truck, finding all the parts.
But through it all, their Alberta roots stay front and center.
This is truly a Canadian-wide project, and we're hopeful that the Canadian flag on the car is really going to show around the world.
A rally dream that's now within reach.
Life is very short. If you want to try something, you just no need to wait. Just go and just do it.
Mark Valeni, CTV News, Calgary.
All right, good luck to them. All right, that's it for us here at CTV News at 11:30. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.